and welcome to Talks with Shay. So today I would like to begin with reading from Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 3. And it says, "Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established." So this is a new month, and I want to title the series this month of Dream. So for part 1 of Dream, I would like to talk to you about no's to yeses. So today, y'all, we have Nicole Johnson with us. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Shalonda.
That is actually my stepsister. And so this month, we are talking about dreams and different dreams that, you want to reach or are thinking about reaching even. But I decided to have some guests this month and just to share their story of dreams that they've reached and where they are today. So our first guest this week is going to be my stepsister, and she's going to share with us today about things that she's dreamed of and things that she's done to make it happen. So what are some of the dreams that you've had?
So first of all, thank you for having me. And so as far as my dreams, I think from a young age, I realized that I didn't like being an employee, and so I wanted to work for myself. Just for a point of reference, every job that I've had since I graduated college, I've either gotten fired or laid off from. So that just shows you, like, I'm not the best employee.
So be your own boss.
Yeah. And so just throughout life, I think different things have happened that have brought me to the point that it clicked that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I've tried a lot of different things, but my biggest entrepreneur accomplishment would be my safety training company. In 2011, I got fired from a job, and while collecting unemployment, I was like, I'm gonna start my own safety training company. And so I was already a CPR and first aid instructor, and so I started just advertising. I went on the Medicaid website and found like the freedom of choice forms that they have for clients to decide what company they want to work with, and I just started hitting that list and getting customers. And so definitely a lot of times I went back to having a job and juggling having my business, but then every time I worked at a job, my spirit just didn't sit well in my spirit, and I just felt like actually the last job I had, I worked for the government, and
was FEMA?
No, this wasn't FEMA. This was the post office. And everybody say that good post office job, and everybody said in orientation, you have to make it through your first 90 days, and then once you're in the union, you're good. And I just didn't like the way they operated and the way they used fear to try to control, which was my experience in a lot of other jobs that I had. And so I was like, and the maybe about 2 or 3 weeks before I got fired, I just started waking up on my own. Like, it didn't matter what time I went to sleep, but I just started waking up on my own, working on my business plan for CPR, like really getting serious. I'd be up at like 5 and just like 3 hours of just like working on my business plan. I started meeting with different like organizations that help small businesses. And so the day I got fired, I kind of like saw it happening. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I went home. I finished my business plan, and I had a meeting the next day that I actually was going to call in.
So what is a business plan exactly?
So business plan is just, it can be an in-depth document, but I know a lot of people who just had like a business idea and they wrote their idea out on paper, and that was their plan.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I finalized my business plan. The next day, I actually was going to call into the post office because I had a meeting with this organization that was going to help me and give me some money to start my business. And I couldn't meet after hours. So I was going to call into the post office, but I got fired, so it was perfect. And I finished my business plan the day I got fired. The next day, I got a little, like, $1,000 funding that helped me build my website. And I just hit the ground running. And I was like, I never want to work for anybody else again. And I have done, like, little small odd jobs, consulting work. But every time I did that, it just didn't sit right with my spirit. I wanted to work my business. I remember, like, crying to my sister Tiffany, like, you know, she was like, you know, there's nothing wrong if you got to temporarily work for somebody. And I was like, I don't want to work for nobody else. I want to work for me. And so so that's my biggest thing. The freedom that entrepreneurship provides for my life. And then in 2019, my boyfriend Shay and I started farming. And we have a farm called L4S Farms. We grow in
a big farm.
It's a nice little size farm. It's not that big,
but it's big to me.
It is different from like my backyard garden.
Right.
I mean, there's way more room. But we grow mostly turmeric, ginger, and medicinal herbs. And then, so that happened in 2019. We started farming. We thought we was gonna grow all the tomatoes and cucumbers and mustard greens that Lafayette could stand. And then the bug pressure, and we were like, we not doing that. And we grew turmeric and ginger just on a whim, and started like researching the medicinal benefits and just how healing it is and how different it is from traditional medicine where there's so many side effects. And so we became turmeric, ginger, medicinal herb farmers, and we make products. We have products with the black turmeric that we grow, like capsules, and we sell at Drug Emporium.
That's
we
awesome.
sell at 5 Mile Eatery in the All Center. We just started selling at a coffee shop on Simcoe called Coffee Weed Cottage. And at this place in Liberia, Natural Nutrition Center. That's on awesome. Center Street next to the Sonic. They got that health food store. And so, and then in Juneteenth of 2020, we started a farmers market, along with some other farmers, Fightingville Fresh Farmers Market on Simcoe. And so
that's Lafayette, Louisiana, for people that's not from this area.
Yes, 315 West Simcoe, Lafayette, Louisiana.
yes, that.
yeah. And so I love farmers market. I love farming. That's really where like my community is, of people that appreciate the land and want to be good stewards of the land and give back to the land because it gives, you know, to us.
Yes.
And so, and a lot of that is biblical.
Yeah.
You know, like you plant a seed, you don't work, you don't eat. You know,
yeah.
A lot of that comes alive in the garden.
And even as she talk about biblical principles, you know, back in the day they grew so much stuff, right? And it's like it's more healthier for us coming out of the ground. We think of inflation nowadays, like how high it is. If you grow a lot of your things, it cuts back off of your inflation and saves you money. It's more healthy. You know, it's not full of fertilizing and all kind of other things that they may spray on things and stick stuff in there. Because I mean, right now they're making chicken with cells or whatever. I mean, it's just a lot. So it's a whole healthier benefit for you as well, right?
Yeah. And
do you eat everything you grow?
I eat everything that I grow.
And her, oh my gosh, she's gotten me addicted to a few things. So she actually helped me do my first garden in my backyard, and blew my mind of all the things that I end up getting and how much it produces, especially cucumbers. Them things grow crazy, right? I'm by myself.
Right.
This was too much. I had to give it away and stuff. And the okra, love okra.
Yeah.
So like,
I remember the corn. You were like, what I do with this corn? I'm like, shuck it and eat it. That's what you do with it. Like, you grew that.
Yeah.
But it's like, growing is also healing. You know, like it's real therapeutic to watch a seed turn into medicine. Is you know, it's just magical. It just shows like the depths of God and how divinely he created this world to be sustainable for us.
And I guess too, even thinking like the benefit of even with that would be too, a lot of times you want to see your work and you want to feel rewarded for your work.
Yeah.
It's a perfect way of rewarding because you see it grow. That's almost like raising a baby, right?
Yeah.
They start off this little and then they grown, you know?
Right.
So it's the same thing with farming and planting and things like that.
Yeah.
You get to see the benefits of your labor and like pat yourself on the back and say, man, I did that.
Right.
It's almost like a motivation to even do even more.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which took me from gardening to farming.
Exactly.
Because I wanted to see it on a larger scale.
Yes.
And then like speaking of the kids, I have a 5-year-old son and a bonus 5-year-old daughter. So 2 5-year-olds that we homeschool.
Right.
And it's also rewarding to watch them at the farm. I was just telling this story the other day. So
the Bible say train them up in the way they should go.
Yeah, in the way they should go.
Yes.
And so with the turmeric is our biggest crop that we grow. And so with the black turmeric, we make medicine from it. And so Trace and my son and Talena, my stepdaughter, we have, they've been around long enough to watch us and help us plant turmeric, to fertilize the turmeric, to harvest the turmeric, to make medicine from the turmeric. Right. Coming with me to go make drop-offs to stores where we stock our product.
So
coming
you
with us to the
instilling
farmers
them
market.
how to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that's good.
they understand how money works. Just yesterday we were having a conversation. I had 2 50s and one $100 bill. And, we teaching her, like, if you divide it in half, it make 2.
Right.
And just like them grasping that.
Yeah.
To the point where sometimes when people say, what's the difference between yellow turmeric and black turmeric? And when I go to explain, one of the children will jump in and kind of start giving, it's a beautiful thing. And for them to know how to like manage money. I didn't learn that, I didn't learn that until adulthood.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people don't though.
Right.
So what would be the one thing that if you had to look at my audience today and say, reach for your dreams, what would be that one thing that you would motivate them to reach for what they're dreaming about doing and making it happen? What would be that one takeaway that you would want for them today?
So, I'm long-winded, but I'm going to give my short answer, as short as I can. So, growing up, my daddy told me, go to school, get good grades, you're going to get a good job and you're going to climb the corporate ladder. And he instilled, like, that was that American dream. And I just want people to know that, like, the American dream can look for you however you want it to look.
That's good.
It's like not that. What somebody else put on you. Is what is in your heart and what you feel motivated to do.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
I like that because so many times our parents want our lives to look a certain way, and
because that's what worked for them.
Right.
Yeah.
But things change, generation, time, and everything changes, and you have to reach for what you want, and it's like, so many things will come. I'm sure if we had more time, she could tell you of different bumps that she probably went through. You have to endure those things because no dream come easy.
Right.
You have to work at it, and God gives you strength. If he's giving you a vision for it, the Bible say, without a vision, people perish. So if God has laid something on your heart and given you a vision for it, reach for it, regardless to, sometimes like I do these talks and stuff. Some of the closest people to me may not support me, but I had to get to a place where I'm like, it's okay.
Right.
Because if it's for one person this week, one is better than none. And so no matter what comes in your way and what may try to stop you, you have to just keep on going, reach for the stars.
Yeah.
Don't be discouraged because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to, things don't always work out. You don't start just going up the ladder instantly and doing that. I remember a couple of months ago, maybe last year sometimes, I talked about the person, success doesn't come without failure.
Right.
You have to fail in order to succeed. The man tried to make what glue is actually formed from a mistake he made trying to make something else. And so you just never know, and so whatever you are today, whatever dream that you have that you want to make it to, don't let anything stop you from doing it. You can do it. Believe in yourself. You know, ask God to give you the strength. He'll put certain people in your path at the right time to be able to open doors, and you like, wow. And then you see God moving, and then things start happening for you. So, you know, this is one of these talks. We're talking about dreaming. So no matter what your dreams look like, because most of the time they're going to be bigger than you can even imagine, right? That's when you know that God can get the glory. Because if it's something that you can do, he don't get any glory, and he's a jealous God. So my takeaway to you before we close out today would be, push yourself through those dreams. If you have it, it's on your heart, you're dreaming about it, you're thinking about it, you can't stop thinking about it, you go to bed with it, you're waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's on your mind. Get your business plan, write it out, and make them little baby steps. Now I'm talking to myself because I got a couple of things that I need to get to myself, and I will. But you know, before Shay go, y'all know, I gotta let y'all know, if y'all haven't already, check out my website at www.talkswithshay.org. You can subscribe to my videos on YouTube and find me on Facebook. Like my page, share my page, invite your friends to like my page. And until next time with Talks with Shay, Shay is out, and Nicole, y'all be blessed.